police officers come in the room, children and youth. They said, you need to get up and leave your daughter. I said, no, I'm not. They're like, please don't make us force you out of here. And I was like, okay. They said, we know you think that there's something going on all day, so we just need to go talk. And I said, well, I want to call my lawyer. They said, no. I said, I want my mom here. No, you need to come with us. And so I went into a room. They took my daughter, not my daughter, but they took me. My daughter was screaming hysterically. So I asked for Millie, the nurse, to go in and be with her. And then what they did is they accused me of being on drugs, and that if I didn't cooperate, he was going to leave with the caseworker, Gary Sanderson. He was really nasty to me. They threw the paperwork right in my face, and I didn't even do anything. They said, we're taking 24-hour custody of your daughter. And I said, I'll take a drug test. I'm not on drugs. And I'll
They say what drugs is they thought you were on?
No, they just said, we think you're on drugs. You've been acting funny today. And I said, okay, I'll go take the drug test. My mom had come in at that time. I went down, took the drug test. The drug test was negative. Gary was supposed to call me. He said, once that's cleared in the morning, you can have your daughter back.
That's what the caseworker said?
Yeah. And I still don't have my daughter back.
And how does she do with the visits? What do you think is going on in your granddaughter's mind? Do you have any idea?
She's, I think she's very confused right now. She always had a sparkle and a grin on her face, and now her eyes are, she has all I can say is like a dead look at them, like there's nothing there. And she seems like she's angry. We had originally brought some toys from home that she loved to play with, and she looked at them, and she looked at us, and then she threw them down. And it's like she's not quite sure. And then she looks around in the room like, why am I here? Why am I in this place? And then when we leave, she looks at us with eyes that say, please, please take me. And she doesn't understand why we don't take her home with us. I don't understand either. There's no reason they should still have this child. None. She is loved. She has been spoiled and loved here in this home. And no one can love a child like family can. And the system seems to want, once they take a child, they don't want to give them back again. Even, I think it's more of a feeling they don't want to be wrong, so they have to keep the child as long as they can in order for them to show that they're right on this.
That could be your child, America. That could be your child going up the road to some foreign house, taken away from you by government for no reason. Let me just ask you guys have taken 2 stabs at these people. Tried the drug thing.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, you tried the drug thing. She passed the drug test. And then you tried the Munchausen's, and she has a response from a doctor that says she doesn't have. Why don't you, in the best interest of the child, release their child?
Well, I think that it's up to the court now.
Can't you get an emergency petition for relief in front of a judge? Of course you can.
I think that we need to have the judge decide it. Not what I understand is there's a hearing already scheduled.
August 28th? You think it's good for this baby to sit another month if she's not supposed to be, if she has no legitimate reason to be away from her mother and grandmother? Do you think that's emotionally strong?
I can't talk about this case with you.
But I would strongly just request that you let this child go back to their parents until you find some reason to take the child, which really you don't have at this time. And so I would ask you to please, in the interest of the county, to keep the county from the pitiful embarrassment that is going to come from this. Put this child back with her mother until you find a reason. You know, the American public would think you find a reason first, then you take the child.
It's been a long time, baby girl. Say, you went to a meeting, huh?
Christmas angel, children and youth, when they take a child, they don't have to prove guilt. You have no constitutional rights. They take that child.
That's right.
And they're taking it from good families, good parents, good mothers, and they're giving it to people you don't know. When any of you give your child to someone you don't know,
That's right.
I'm asking you in God's name to please, please, begging you, help the children and the families that should be separated.
Because to go through what I've went through, there's no amount of money on the face of the earth that can make up for that. I lost my daughter's first steps. I will never get that back. I will never get, they've defamed my character. They have put me and my family through financial turmoil. And not only that, but the emotional impact that me and my daughter are going to have probably for the rest of our lives. Due to the incompetency, due to nobody to help us at all. My daughter is now almost 3 years old. Beautiful little girl. And if it was not for Mr. Vonderheit and Mr. Harper, she would still be out there. And God knows where she would be right now. Something needs to be corrected with Children and Youth Services. They have way too much power, and something needs to be done about that. What do you intend on doing to make changes?
Breyonna was taken by Children and Youth for nearly 2 months for what appeared to be no reason. Now a settlement between the family and CYS seems to back that up.
There's definitely closure, but also I think it paves the way for other families that are going through this, and I think that's very, very important.
CYS will pay Patricia Shope, Breyonna's mother, $125,000 for what they went through. But statewide, the child welfare system has been called into question. And here in Philadelphia, state lawmakers vowed that changes will be made.
Our children are facing some difficult situations.
Louise Bishop chairs the state's Children and Youth Committee. Its members heard testimony from local and national organizations who shared some startling statistics. In Philadelphia, children are taken from their homes at a rate 3 times higher than LA and New York, 6 times the rate of Chicago. And the rest of the state doesn't fare much better.
Most parents who lose their children to foster care are neither brutally abusive nor hopelessly addicted.
But the majority of the testimony centered around what our report found months ago. Kids torn from their families for no real reason.
It's my premise is that you hurt a child even more when you pull a child away from the home thinking that you're working on their behalf when really you're working against them.
Bishop says she'll see to it that things are turned around, and she's calling for change to keep Pennsylvania families together.
It happened to someone else yesterday. It happened to another today. Tomorrow it could be us.
So you say to a lot of your clients, the clock is ticking? Is that what you say? You threaten them with adopting their baby out, is that right?
I don't threaten parents.
Did you tell them that their clock was ticking and their baby would be adopted out?
Once you read the Act of Adoption State Families and Compliance with Pennsylvania, I just notify parents of the law.
Oh, aren't you cutie? Remember me?
Ben helped us, yeah. He's been our friend, yeah.
Pretty good.
You just want me to chase you now, don't you? Did you want me to chase you? Yes, you do. You just want all my attention, yeah.
You coming with me?
Goodbye.
No way, you stay with Grandma.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben, so much.
Wow.
I'm ashamed to say that I always thought if someone took your child, you did something terribly, terribly wrong. I'm ashamed of myself for feeling like that. And I know now that isn't true. And when other people have told me stories, I really didn't listen because I thought they did something wrong. Now I know that isn't true. And please, I hope that anyone who's listening to this will please, please listen if someone's trying to tell you something going on in their life with their child and custody of their children. Please listen to them. Hear their stories.